I'm sorry, I think I forgot to switch on the mic. A very warm welcome to you all for the inaugural India Central Asia meeting of National Security Advisors, Secretaries of the Security Council. I thank you for accepting India's invitation. Your presence is a testimony to our cohesiveness and will enrich the discussions. Central Asia is our extended neighborhood, with which we have civilizational linkages, and we are called the highest priority to this region. Excellencies, at the January meeting of our leaders, they had agreed to convene regular meetings of secretaries of the Security Councils to discuss security-related developments in the region. This forms the basis of today's meeting, and we are honored and privileged to host it and to be able to welcome our Central Asian friends. We meet at a time of great churn and international relations and uncertainty about the future. A peaceful, secure, and prosperous Central Asia is in our common interest. Today's meeting, therefore, assumes importance as it provides us an opportunity to discuss matters which require greater cooperation and coordination amongst the regional countries. Excellencies, Afghanistan is an important issue concerning us all. India's concerns and objectives with regard to immediate priorities and the way forward are similar to those of many of us around the table. Persistence of terrorist networks in the region, including in Afghanistan, is also a matter of deep concern. Financing is the lifeblood of terrorism, and countering terror financing should be an equal priority for all of us. We should also call on all UN members to fulfill obligations enshrined in the relevant counter-terrorism conventions and protocols, and refrain from providing any form of support to entities or persons involved in terrorist acts. Excellencies, connectivity with the Central Asian countries remain a key priority for India. We stand ready to cooperate, invest, and build connectivity in the region. While expanding connectivity, it is important to ensure that connectivity initiatives are consultative, transparent, and participatory, with respect for sovereignty and territorial integrity of all countries. With these words, I once again welcome all of you. Thank you very much. Let me now request aid to the President and Secretary to the Security Council of the Republic of Kazakhstan, His Excellency Mr. Gizat Nur Doletov, for his opening remarks. Does the media stay? Yes, no,
Thank you very much. Dear participants of the meeting, first of all, I would like to thank the Indian side in the person of the Prime Minister's National Security Advisor, Ajit Doval, for inviting and organizing our first meeting in this format. Let me note the traditionally warm welcome from our Indian colleagues. Our meeting is the implementation of the agreements reached by the heads of the state at the first Central Asia India Summit held in January 2022. All the leaders of our countries supported the timely initiative to create a platform for negotiations at the level of secretaries and national security advisors. This is dictated first of all by the growing challenges both on the global and regional space. The world has not yet had time to finally overcome the biological security challenges and those associated with the COVID-19 pandemic. Over time, a number of new threats have developed, unprecedented in scale. We see the escalation of the armed conflicts, disruptions in established supply chains, crisis phenomena in the field of energy and food security, the activation of terrorist and extremist groups. On October 13, Astana hosted the sixth summit of the Conference on Interaction and Confidence Building Measures in Asia, during which President of Kazakhstan, Kasim-Jomart Tokayev, noted that today we live in a geopolitical storm and a growing crisis in the world economy. In this regard, in his opinion, a particularly important task is to achieve stability in international relations in the face of emerging unprecedented threats. At the same time, the new period opens up serious opportunities for our countries. Trade, economic, and humanitarian cooperation between Central and South Asia is receiving a new impetus. The condition for the disclosure of this huge potential is to ensure security in our space on the basis of coordinated approaches. We have established contacts at the level of security councils with our neighbors in the Central Asian region, and we have also built good working relations with our Indian colleagues. The creation of a new unifying platform will further expand our opportunities for regular exchange of views, deeper study of the security situation, and joint development of proposals to ensure peace and stability in the region. I am sure that the format of the meeting of secretaries and national security advisors will become a useful and much needed tool. Kazakhstan is ready to contribute to its development and meaningful further filling. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Excellency, for your opening remarks. May I now invite the Secretary Council of the Kyrgyz Republic, His Excellency Mr. Marat Kulov, for his opening remarks.
Thank you. Good day, distinguished participants of the meeting. Allow me to express my great gratitude to the Indian side of the opportunity to exchange for this opportunity to exchange views on the current international situation as well as on the current challenges and threats across the Indian Central Asia nexus. India is a friendly country and partner for us in this region. The format in which we are meeting and discussing security issues is not a generalization of a group of states, but an extension of broad regional cooperation for peace and stability. The Central Asian and Republic of India have a common interest in developing measures to combat terrorism. The Central Asian states and the Republic of India have a common interest in developing measures to combat terrorism, extremism, and drug trafficking, as well as in resolving the situation in Afghanistan. An important topic is the current situation in Afghanistan and its impact on peace, security, and stability in the region. Considering the processes taking place in this long suffering country, there is a danger that the position of the international terrorist organization Islamic State as well as other gangs will strengthen there. The continued existence of narco trafficking contributes to the deterioration of the situation. The gravest humanitarian situation for the ordinary Afghan people is bad. Our country expects the current Afghan authorities to take decisive actions on anti-terrorist and anti-narcotics front. The Kyrgyz Republic is firmly in opposition to transfer process of public, political and economic life of Afghans in the direction of creation and consolidation of peace. In turn, Kyrgyzstan is open to cooperation on a wide range of issues in security and defense, transport, energy, digital technology, agriculture, tourism, culture, education, and many other areas. At the end of my speech, I would like to mention that earlier the leaders of our countries during a direct dialogue at the highest level instructed us to actively study the issues of expanding interstate cooperation on a wide range of issues. Hence, we must fulfill this task qualitatively. I wish you all a productive work. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much for your opening remarks, Excellency. I would now request the Secretary of the Security Council of the Republic of Tajikistan, His Excellency Mr. Nasrullah Mahmoodzada, to deliver his opening remarks.
Dear heads of delegations and participants of the meeting, it gives me great pleasure to say the words of gratitude to our esteemed colleagues, to the Indian side, and personally to Mr. Ajit Doval, National Security Advisor to the Indian Prime Minister, for the warm welcome, hospitality, and creation of perfect conditions for holding our first meeting in the India Central Asia format. Dear colleagues, against the background of instability and uncertainty in different parts of the world, threats to security in our region are growing. Along with traditional ones, new challenges and threats are emerging. These primarily include cybercrime and cyber terrorism and environmental biological threats. New challenges related to infectious diseases, the coronavirus pandemic, and climate change are spreading and affecting overall international security. The highly destructive ideology of religious radicalism is advancing rapidly. In this context, security issues remain a key focus of our work. It is obvious that it is impossible to ensure international security without resolving internal confrontations and conflicts. In the region, the situation in Afghanistan remains the most complex and vulnerable. Tajikistan has always been committed to working closely with all countries to ensure peace, security, and stability both in our region as a whole and in Afghanistan. Our country provides its border infrastructure and logistics capabilities for the delivery of targeted humanitarian aid to the people of Afghanistan. We continue to provide our neighboring country with a speeding supply of much needed electricity. At the same time, taking into account developments in this country, we are taking necessary measures to ensure reliable protection of Tajikistan's state border with the neighboring country. We will continue to use the platform of our meeting as a mechanism for our coordination and cooperation among the countries to promote the early achievement of stable development of Afghanistan and to ensure the sustainable security, development, and prosperity of our region. Thank you for your attention. I wish you success in continuation of our work.
Благодарю вас, ваше превосходительство. Я приглашаю посла Туркменистана, его превосходительство, посла Шалара Гельды Назарова, выступить со вступительным словом.
Security Advisor of the Republic of India, Shri Ajit Doval, and the team of the NSA Secretariat for excellent arrangements of today's meeting. This year we celebrate a significant anniversary, 30 years of the establishment of diplomatic relations between the independent states of
между нашими государствами по нашему мнению, такой формат очень нужный с точки зрения исторического. Наши люди имеют тесные исторические связи.
The first Central Asia-India summit in January of this year opened a new stage in the centuries-old history of our relations and creates good opportunity to rethink and enrich our cooperation in the spirit of modern global development, to form priorities based on understanding of mutual benefit and consistency with the interests of our peoples and states. We regard today's meeting as one of the key events in implementation of the agreements of the first Central Asia Summit. In general, it should be emphasized that this multilateral format designed to join our efforts to strengthen partnership between Central Asian countries and India in countering all the regional and global challenges as international terrorism, drug and arms trafficking, and cross-border organized crime. This meeting is considered by Turkmenistan as one of the mechanisms to develop a consolidated regional approach to ensuring peace and stability and provide the security in Afghanistan. Ladies and gentlemen, Turkmenistan convinced that our meeting will set the right guidelines for further partnership, close adjustment of our positions, and approach towards the new goals of cooperation in security sphere. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Your Excellency. I would now request the Secretary of the Security Council under the President of the Republic of Uzbekistan, His Excellency Mr. Viktor Makhmudov, for his opening remarks.
Уважаемый господин Аджит Давал, уважаемые участники заседания, позвольте выразить признательность индийской стороне за
Indian side for the high level of the organization of today's meeting. Today, between our countries, we have an increasing closer and friendly ties, and we have reached a new level of and format. The historical first summit of the head of state Central Asia India, held on 27 January, allowed us to lay the foundations for setting up a new agenda for regional interaction for a long-term basis. In the difficult situations of today in the world and the region, the starting of this new meeting of our NSA's India Central Asia allows us to, in time, effectively react to the new challenges and threats to security in our region. I am confident that this mechanism will become a very important platform for coordinating our positions and working out joint positions on this issue. The today's agenda is very full, and it's important for us to coordinate our efforts to ensure regional security and the expansion of practical cooperation on Afghanistan. We have transnational organized crime in our region, trafficking in people and arms, as well as cybercrime to deal with. Afghanistan is one of the important factors of security and steady development of Central Asia and South Asia. It is important that we do not allow Afghanistan to be isolated and leave it on its own to deal with the social, economic, and humanitarian crisis. It is important that we are, because this will lead to increasing poverty in the region, which we are already feeling ourselves. I would like to stress that peace in this country is very important, not only for our region, but also that this country also has new strategic possibilities, opportunities, and it can be an area of growth and transport corridors and markets. In this area, I am confident that today we can work out a common coordinated approach to ensure that there is a regional security and also development of Afghanistan. Thank you for your attention.